All right, everybody, how's it going? If you're new here, welcome. Today, we're going to be looking at the Ombra from Metadox. This is a gamer mask that you can use to help quiet yourself down when you're being too loud and you have a lot of raging sessions late at night playing games. This will be for you. This, you just attach it to your face, and well, now you're quieted. So, we're going to check it out. We're going to see exactly how it sounds, what it does. Obviously, it silences, but we're going to check out how well it works. The microphone that is attached here on the side, it is magnetic. So we're going to check all that stuff out here in just a second. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. All right, here we go from Metadox. Now, this is the Ombra V2. This is their second iteration, and special shout out to Ombra and Andre for being able to send this over for us to check out. This is the soundproof mask. Now, I did get the medium to large because, you know, my face is bigger, so got to get that for the coverage, right? But before we get into the box, let's go ahead and talk about those tech specs a little bit because we need to know what are we working with. A omnidirectional microphone built into the side. The frequency range is not the best, but considering the type of product that it is, I'm not surprised. But that is a 35 to 18 kilohertz. 18K, by the way. So you do 35 to 18,000. Most mics are 20 to 20,000. But again, as we all know with microphones, that can vary dramatically on the way it sounds. So you will lose a little bit on the lows because it's not as low going all the way to 35. And the highs, you might lose out a little bit as well because you're only going to 18 instead of 20. But a lot of mics on the highs, they kind of sound like trash anyways. But we'll get into some modifications of that here later as we look at still series with this thing and see what we can do to mess with it. Sensitivity, 30 dB plus 3, give or take. Signal noise, 75. Connector 3.5 mil, so you can plug this directly into your headset if you guys want to do that. If your mic is detachable, you can plug it in. When you purchase this, you can choose left or right for the microphone, and you want to order that according to where it is on your headset, so it's easy to plug in. Length of it's not too much, 1.5 M, you know, not great. As far as, you know, we do have that extension cable that does come with it as well. The weight is about 20 grams, and they do say dampening on the low frequencies is about 10 to 15, which I have seen about that, but we'll test that here later. We'll look at that. And on the mids to highs, you do have a 20 to 30 decibel reduction. Now, that is, again, once you get loud in your high, you know, you're not going to be as deep. And so that should help out as far as that goes if you're screaming and doing those things. So, looking pretty good. A little bit of extra details as far as what is it made out of. We do have some polyester fabric, making up 60%. We do have 16% memory foam, polyurethane leather, 1%, ABS 15, PLA 2, medical grade silicone, 1%, and 5% of other things. I have noticed that there are some really awesome looking 3D parts on this thing that they are made with a high-end printer, it looks like. But you can tell this has been handcrafted. This is a creation of somebody's joy and hard work, and so it's not what you would consider a full-fledged production, but they do have it where this can be created. Later on we'll look at the unboxing, but you can tell. I'll point it out to you. But not too bad. It's if you're allergic to any of these materials, just keep that in mind, what it's made out of, and of course how the microphone's going to sound. And if you guys are enjoying yourself, don't forget to hit a like on the video. It really does help me out. Lets the YouTube algorithm gods know that good things are happening here. And if you do like the video, and feel free to think about subscribing. Notification bell will be rung so you guys get notified when the latest videos get released. Back to the main video. Let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed, and let's get it open. This is the first time getting it straight out of the box. Love the custom packaging that it comes with. Now, you do get a lot of things with this. Inside of here, right on top, we have the instructions on how to assemble it, because we got to put the straps and the microfiber cloth on the inside, and how to strap it to your face, and how to change your settings to use it for the microphone. We got a QR code on there as well that you can scan, and so not too shabby. Now, in the box, again, you get a lot of stuff here. So we get a tie string bag, backpack with their logo and everything. You can put everything into. There's more than enough room in this bag. I love it. So definitely a great quality material and just a great little piece for it to come in, so you can hold all the accessories and pieces that it comes with. Inside of here, we do have a few extra accessories, which will open up once we get them out. We have that microfiber cloth that goes on the inside. But of course, we got the big boy. We've got it. Just everything is really well packaged in here. It's so nice that everything is individually packaged. It's all bubble wrapped except for the microfiber. And so they really put a lot of care into this. You know, as far as I mentioned earlier with it being like handcrafted, they put a lot of protection on what they do produce. But the first one we'll get, this is the mic. Inside that little hole there is where the mic is, and it just magnetically clicks onto the side. Then we're going to go ahead and get this microfiber cloth out. And it's got the little hole onto the side for the microphone. And again, that'll be on whichever side that you order, whether that is the left or the right. Inside package number 3, we do have a cover, which these are earplugs on it. Thought that was kind of fun. But they use it to plug the hole, which is honestly a great idea considering the material for soundproofing. This is if you don't want to use the mic. This is just if you want to be muzzled up, you could just pop this on the side, and you don't have to use the microphone itself. And then now we're going to get to the big boy itself. We get to the mask at the lovely logo here on the side. And there we are. It even comes with its own little tag, which does give you those materials and everything here on it, if you guys want to check that out, for what it actually is made out of. And of course, you know, what it's actually meant to do. Again, you scan the QR code. They do have some videos. They do have guides on how to set this up and how to use it. So again, make sure you order the right one for your headset with the detachable mic, whether it's on the left or the right. Down here on the bottom, we do have the breathing hole, where when you breathe in, it lets air in, but when you breathe out, it closes, which is super awesome. And of course, on the side, I've got it on the left for my headset. And we'll be able to check that out here later when we do a sound test for it. But all you do is, since it's magnetic, you just go onto the side here, and that's it. You just magnetically slap it on, and there we go. You just plug that straight into your headset. Now here in the last bag, we do have the straps for everything. So you do have to install the straps yourself, which is okay. We also have some other accessories in here, which you do have the headphones that they do provide. There is a splitter that you can use, that you can plug these in for your PC and just use earbuds. So if you want to use in-ear monitors, if you have a pair of those, you can absolutely do that. I have in-ear monitors that I use, but I have Bluetooth. But if you want to, any wired headphones you could plug in with their cable and their splitter, and then plug the microphone into it, and then wear your other headphones. So that is still possible. We have some options that they provide in the bag, and so they do give you basically everything and every possibility that you would need to get started. I wanted, before we did this video, to see if I could find a Bluetooth transmitter to be able to maybe make this wireless, which is possible with some wireless stuff, but unfortunately, I couldn't find it. So we just had to continue to move on. But here we do have the straps. We have the head strap, and we have the back of the head strap, which if you guys look at the tutorials, and we'll kind of show it on me here later, how that's supposed to go on your head. We do have the extra long 3.5 millimeter extension cable here. It is gold plated, so extra fancy. And it's a pretty good length on it. You definitely can get this to be plugged into your laptop or your desktop, but remember, this has to be one that has one port, because it has all of it in one cord, because we do have that splitter that we can go to plug in everything else. Now, we do have these little felt pieces. They go into the bottom of the mask. There's some little exterior ports for air to escape from. I found that these were a little bit too restrictive for me, but if you guys like them, by all means, you know, if you're not just full of hot air, these might work better for you. It does help with the soundproofing by a little bit, because if air can escape, so can sound. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy assembled. We're going to go ahead and put the microfiber cloth inside of here. This helps with moisture and, you know, overall just keeping everything a little bit more sanitary. So make sure that you put it in correctly, as I didn't. You guys want to make sure, again, the mic port is on the right side. Once you get it in there, it should look a little bit of something like this once you get it over all the holes and the breathing port. And there we go. Nice installed. Looking good. Got everything placed where it needs to be. And then let's go ahead and get these straps on. These can be a little bit difficult. I had to do this off camera, but we got those installed. And I'm just kind of showing here a little bit where that Flappy Doo guy is just kind of flopping down there. Again, easy to move. But, you know, once you breathe in, it allows air in. Once you breathe out, it's able to close up. It's kind of hard to get an angle on this thing with the way it's shaped, but we can see it from the bottom. Get the extra light out here so we can look inside of it. Again, kind of hard to see. Get the light shining below so you can see it's just that plastic piece from the bottom. You can just see it right there where the light's shining through. And again, breathe in, breathe out, open, close. Pretty simple there. And now let's go ahead and slide into the testing real quick. And let's just see how this thing sounds. And so we can see just what we're working with here. Again, the specs on the microphone are 35 to 18K. So let's go ahead and check that out.
Okay, and this is the Ombra V2. This is default with the microphone here. This is just generally talking into it. Still works with glasses. I've got it plugged into my headset, and this is what you're expecting to hear. Now, you might be able to hear a little bit of the breathing. You know, just a little bit in there. But this is where StillSeries comes into play, where we're going to go ahead and turn that on, and then be able to see what the difference makes. Okay, now we have StillSeries turned on. This is with a little bit of that post-processing and being able to dampen it and again change it and add a little bit of that fidelity back to it. But again, this is still no modifications. Now we will be able to make some of those modifications here in just a second. We will be putting in a little bit of foam into the mic to be able to help with a little bit of the wind. And then I also found paper towel, a small piece rolled up. And we're going to go ahead and test that, so let's go ahead and roll straight into the paper towel. Okay, and now we're back. This is with the little bit of paper towel inside the mic cavity that's in there. I made a secondary one. It's just a little piece, and I've rolled it up kind of tight, but it allows it to expand once it gets in there. And so it creates a little bit better of a sound. And now we'll go ahead and in conjunction, we're going to go ahead and switch over to StillSeries and see about fixing a little bit of the fidelity issue now that there's a lot of dampening going on. Okay, and now we're on StillSeries. Sounds quite a bit better, and definitely one of my preferred methods. Next, we're going to be looking at adding a little bit of piece of sound foam to it. I've got some wireless microphones that have some foam that came with them. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of a piece inside of there. And we're going to see how that changes the sound and the fidelity of everything. So let's go ahead and check that out. Alright, and now we're back with the foam piece inside the microphone itself. This is sound foam. It's a little wireless microphone. I just took the little tip off here, put it inside of there where I can still get it. And this one seems to be a little bit louder, but it still does a little bit of enhancements and kind of calms down a little bit of the echo chamber that may come in with the little tunnel for the mic. So overall, not too bad. And it does change it a little bit. So putting something in there definitely to calm down the way the sound and the vibrations move around to the mic definitely does help. definitely might be something they may be working on as an iteration for the headset itself and the mic. So we'll go ahead and switch it over to SteelSeries and see just how this method will make a difference. Okay. Now we're over to SteelSeries. So now we're here. We have the foam piece inside the mic, again, off of one of these little microphones here. And so with SteelSeries, it does create a little bit better of a sound. So basically, if you have anything that, later on, including a paper towel, I think works fantastic because you can cut it to size to fit the entire length of the channel for the microphone, and that really does help out with being able to take all of the plastic and the hollowness inside of there and fill it with something nice and soft. So I think this thing works great, and this is how it's going to sound for you. And of course, we'll check out a little bit of the sound testing on how much this dampens your voice.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and test with the decibel levels here, how low everything is. So I do have the decibel meter right next to me here. And so we're going to go ahead and just talk normally. This is me talking and what I do for recording and what I do with talking with people into the microphone here. And then we're going to go ahead and switch out and go into and put this on. We'll just keep the same microphone here, only to see what it does differently. Okay, so this is with the microphone, same thing right here. And me just talking with the decibel meter next to me. Now, I don't have the felt pieces in on the bottom. Again, I think that made things a little bit harder to breathe with this for the exit of the air on the back. But we shall see what the difference is as far as the decibel meter here. I mean, it does go down a good bit, but this is the difference between with a mask and no mask with the Ombra V2. All right, and as of that, it is 10 to 12 decibels difference. That's right within spec of 10 to 15, so absolutely does what it says. Can't really test the mids and highs because my voice doesn't really go that way. But you should probably expect to see the same thing. That's a 20 to 30 decibel difference. So it would help you out. The lighter you get and the higher your voice goes, the more it'll help dampen that. So definitely worth picking up because it actually does what it says it will do. All right, sounds pretty good. Doesn't sound necessarily the best, but definitely okay by itself. Now, with SteelSeries, it adds a little bit of extra fidelity back to it, but honestly, there's really not a whole lot that it does for modification. Although, having it on for the clear audio, to where it removes background noise, in Discord for crisp, or the AI function in SteelSeries, absolutely necessary. With breathing in a closed area, it might pick that up a little bit, so definitely keep an eye on that. Now, the modification that we made with the paper towel that we rolled up and put inside there definitely had the best effect in my ears to be able to enhance the audio. Now, if you have some sound foam that you could put in there, like I did on the other attempt with a little piece from another microphone that I had, it does help still. It still really does help, and it really increases the way everything sounds. So there are a few things that we could do to enhance that, and then also then post-processing it with SteelSeries. Great thing. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy over to the scale, and let's see just how much this thing weighs in total on your face. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and get this guy out and up onto the scale. And we're looking at a solid 322.8 grams, give or take, with production. This may come in a little more or a little less, considering it seems super handcrafted. Got to keep that in mind. This may vary slightly on the weight. Now, as far as the sound meter goes, we normally do that here on the channel, and we normally test out how it is. The only thing we could really test out with this thing, since it's meant to suppress sound, the only thing we could do is how loud it is when you click on the microphone, really. So we're going to go ahead and get this mic, and we'll just flip it on. It does make a decently loud sound, up to 77 decibels, but again, that's all we can really test, because it's a soundproof apparatus. It's meant to bring the sound down, and there's not much to it besides the microphone. So overall, the thing is great. I love you could feel the love that went into this thing, and it's definitely great. Definitely check it out. For $160 on their website, this thing does come in with a lot of goodies, a lot of adapters. You get headphones, you get the actual mask itself. But overall, if you are a loud, scary, screaming person when you're playing games, or if you're a streamer, which I know this may look a little weird as being a streamer, but you know, you could use that if you're a loud individual. You could make a whole setup with this thing. You know, we do have streamers out there that have a whole vibe that they go on for their stream. So this could be yours. You could have a Bane stream. It could be up to you. But definitely, you know, if you want to be playing at night and you don't want to wake people up, you're in a smaller house, or if you have thin walls, you know, whatever the reason may be, I think this thing would be a fantastic pickup. So I have links down in the description if you guys want to check that out for Amazon, and also straight to their website if you guys to check it out. Definitely fantastic. I do appreciate them sending this over. This has been a wild ride with this thing to see how it all works. I've never really seen anything like this. I've seen some other options looking around after finding about this product. And again, this seems to do the best from what I've seen. But if you guys want to check it out, check those links and go ahead and purchase that either on their direct website or on Amazon. Definitely would help out the channel. Would appreciate that. But if you guys haven't done it yet, check out some of the other videos. And if you want to see how I set up SteelSeries, there's also a video that'll also be in the description that link back to my most recent video before this one, to where we went through SteelSeries and put that all together, downloaded it, got it set up, and showed you exactly what I use. If you haven't done that yet, or if you've never used it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do appreciate it. And until the next video, I'll see you there.